Hey there, everybody. Speaking low so I don't interrupt people. Other folks out here painting today. I'm at the Hiawassee Wildlife Refuge here in East Tennessee, where all the sandhill cranes and migratory birds here. You might hear them in the background. Not seeing them too much. Anyway, this is where I'm going to be painting today. Working on this 12 by 16 panel that I have divided up into 4 6 by 8s just to do color studies. Not focus on a painting, just work on color notes.
Hey, voiceover Todd here. Reason I'm doing these like this on the 4 split up on the 12 by 16 panel is to get my mind out of the thought of being an individual painting. So having the other spaces around that painting kind of forces me to look at it as just a study, and which was the purpose of this painting day, was to just try to match color notes, paint without the thought of a finished painting. Just want to, see if I can mix the color and match it as best as possible for the day, which was a bright, super bright, sunny day, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's not the greatest lighting conditions, honestly, to paint as far as like for an attractive painting. So, that kind of throws that out the window automatically. So it's just a painting practice, which, every time you go out doesn't have to be to paint a masterpiece or something to try to sell or whatever. It's just to get out there and gain experience and knowledge. And there's only one way to do it. It's just to get out there and put in the brush miles, as they say. And it's fun. I was painting with my group from the Southeast Tennessee Plein painters, and that's why I'm kind of doing this voiceover, so I wasn't talking and interrupting their day. But I don't think anybody would mind, but it's probably more me. I'm too self-conscious. That's why I go out in the middle of nowhere to paint, so I'm by myself and not self-conscious about talking around people. So yeah, it was a beautiful day. Good friends to paint with, and a good day of getting these studies done. I think I accomplished what I set out to do. Um, they all turned out pretty well, and it's kind of funny, as I went through the 4 different paintings. I think the last one I did was the best of the 4, so it just kind of shows you you know, the exercise. Warming up your muscles and getting your brain muscle is one of those that you really have to warm up, because that there's a lot of thinking that goes into these, honestly. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this here. If you wanted to see the complete, like, these were all shot in real time, but I edited it and sped up the video to make them like a time lapse, because I doubted, there wasn't really anything useful to see, I don't think, um, in that time span of 20 minutes. I was just looking out there and making a judgment and mixing as quick as I can. Like I say, 20, 25 minutes on each of these. So that's not to sound impressive or anything. That was to force myself to just make decisions, because in a plein air situation you have to paint fast, because the light, as you can see maybe behind me, the shadows are changing, the light's constantly changing, so you have to work fast. And these exercises help, and working small just facilitates that. So once again, if you have any questions, want to see the full length videos, brush for brush, brush stroke for brush stroke, I'll be happy to re-edit it and post it up that way, and maybe adds a little more detailed dialogue. I don't know. Just let me know, and I'll be glad to do it. So thanks for following along here, and I'll let this one wind up. Have a great day.
Okay, all finished up here. 4 little 6x8s steadies. I'll turn around and give you a better shot of it, but my last one was this view. I had to move. I usually try to stay in one spot and do all 4, but I just kind of ran out of things that were catching my eye where I was at. So moved down here, finished up that last one, and I appreciate you watching if you've tuned in this long. And we'll see you next week, hopefully. Depending on the weather, we've got lucky with the weather the last 2 weeks.